Well, good Tuesday evening, race fans, and welcome to the Digital Sim Sports Network and our live coverage for the short track Showdown series tonight. Brand new track to the service, Kern County Speedway. And I'll get a couple of apologies out of the way right away. It looks like this track has a problem communicating with the paint program to bring us the correct paints on the car. I've heard some other people say they have problems with the paint program dropping in random deals, and everybody saying you have to reload that particular app and some other stuff. This doesn't appear to be that, because everything I've heard on those is that the cars turn white and you just don't see any paint at all. In these, we are seeing the iRacing default paints that the drivers have created. I warn you that no one has the correct number that will be displayed on our pylon on the side of their iRacing paint. If I get confused, I would beg your forgiveness and let you know that I am doing everything I can to get this to work. The overlays actually have already quit working once, and I've had to reload those. So hopefully that doesn't happen all night long, and we get a great race visually as well as on the track, because this place is big. It is fast. It looks like the guys are absolutely flying around here in these cars, and I have been told that you rarely, if ever, have to lift. It's such a big, long racetrack for this car. We should see some pretty good action tonight. Drivers are in their drivers meeting. Final instructions being given to them before they go out. We'll do our standard deal. Looks like we're going to do 20-lap sprint race and then invert the field again and do our big feature race. As you can see, this track, big pavement oval, about a half a mile, and then the two dirt ovals out behind. That track you see off in the distance up at the top of the screen there, that is actually, it looks like a motocross track to me. It's not big enough for off-road trucks, but this looks like a really nice facility. I hope we get a couple of patches. I hope they fix a few things. It looks like it could be good. Our camera package for it doesn't look too awful bad. We flicked around a few cameras while we were in the warm-up session trying to figure out the overlays and everything else. But we'll give you the best show we can possibly give you tonight. I see Bill and Adam already in the chat saying, hey, guys, don't be afraid to shout out. Say hi, let us know where you're watching from. If you got a favorite driver, make sure you shout them out. If you're over on Facebook, like, share, follow Dirt Racing Network's Facebook page, and then YouTube, Twitch, and Trovo. Hit that subscribe button. You'll know every single time we go live. Business starting to pick up. We've had reach outs for quite a few series now, and so we're going to actually be getting to work on trying to update some things with the overlays and do some other stuff and try to crank things up just a little bit as we start to get into the cold part of the year, give you guys something to watch while you're having to sit and shiver in all the winter months. I don't know where you're at, but if you're down south and over on the east or west coast or Florida, you may not sit and shiver. I mean, not too much, but if you're up north, you're in the Midwest, one of those places, yeah, we're gonna shiver a little bit this year. I think it's gonna be a really cold, wet winter. Yeah, you're gonna need to sign a bunch of those. Well, qualifying, getting ready to roll out. We'll watch for our drivers to hit the track. Hopefully we start seeing signals. I see Jesse Thomas already on track, so let's go take a look. He's sitting right at the end of pit road. Thomas actually is the 10 car. It says 7 on the side. That is incorrect. Garrett Boyd, I think his car says like 464 or something on the side. I'm not really sure what it says. 46. But he is the driver of the 21 machine. You guys let me know if those car sounds are too loud. I've played a little bit with the sound tonight to see if I could just get the cars to be as loud as we need them to be and no louder. But, boy, whoa, big slide out of the turn 2 down the backstretch here. He'll get it through 3 and 4. This will be his first time to lap. He'll pop up on the pylon. Baker, 1859, then Boyd at 1870. So that's 1-2. Austin DeMore. Now Wes Whitfield in the 07. Alan Payne, the 45 car, jumps to P2, just a touch behind. Oh, that lap not going to count for Payne. He nicked the fence, so The 33, which is really the 89, that's Baker. Baker's second lap, not quite as quick, but almost exactly the same speed. Marvin Turnmeyer now. And Turnmeyer's showing in the OSA. I am so confused. Reed Rundle shows the 89. He's truly the 43 car. Here comes Justin Sumner. Sumner only 2 100ths slower than Rundle. Rundle's still sitting on the top here. Brandon Yates and Brandon Slow out on track right now. This is Yates' machine. As you can see, the white. I really am not sure what is going on with some of the paint on the. We're showing the 10 car, and I know that is not the 10 car. That is the 24 car. So I'm not sure why this is messed up. This is a brand new. There's a 0 lap for somebody. Adam Vinny jumped the third quickest. Almost tied there with Sumner. I like the number on his car, number 31. That's a good number to have. That's always a great number to have. Greg Poleski is here in the 17 machine, but I do not see him rolling out on track for qualifying. So we're going to invert these guys and start them. And then where they finish in the sprint race is where they're going to start in the feature. You might notice that pit road looks a little weird. It's just coned off. And it runs right through the middle of the mini oval here in the big pavement track. Well, it don't look like we're inverting. It looks like we're starting heads up. Okay, well, that's what we're going to do. Let's take a look at it. Rundle Sumner, row number 1, that's the 43 and the 94. These numbers will be completely wrong. Then Adam Vinny and Nick Baker going to be in row number 2, and I will double check this, but yeah, that's showing the 33. It's Andrew Perry's paint on. I don't know why it's doing that. The 88 of Eddie inside row 2 row 3 next to Andrew Perry. Werdeman and Turnmeyer. So teammates kind of getting close together there. They're in row 3. Werdeman and Turnmeyer. Whitfield and Payne in row number 5. Boyd and Thomas are row number 6. Demore and Slow in row number 7. And then row number 8 will be Brunner and Yates. And then Poleski. I don't think Poleski made it out on the track. So none of the numbers are right. Rundle is in the 89 and Sumner is in the 16. And those numbers aren't what you're seeing up. Like I said, I do not know what is going on with the communication from this track. Hopefully they get this fixed pretty quick and we won't have this problem, because this is going to be very confusing all night. But we're going to let the action on the track overshadow all the problems that we're having technically. I can see that back here in Marvin Turnmeyer, it actually looks like. Actually, it's not Turnmeyer, it's Werdeman. Werdeman is a 43 car, and it almost looks like Rundle's real car. So it's almost like some of these drivers have changed cars while they were here, but we'll see how it shakes out. 20 laps. Where they finish is where they'll start for our feature.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air. Rundle, not a great start. Not sure if he missed a shift or what, but we got caution already. I think Boyd may be in this one right away. We'll look back here. Garrett Boyd. Oh, got jacked up. Yeah, he got the car all jacked up. And he gets hit. That was not pretty. Brandon Slow in there. Garrett Boyd, Jesse Thomas rolling away. I think Alan Payne was the car that got the back end jacked up. He's got right front and left front damage. So we took the green. We got to turn 1. Mayhem ensued, and we'll have a restart as the drivers work to catch up to the pace car. I mentioned we're starting to pick up with business. Thursday nights in October are going to have Mighty Midget Series back in action. We'll still have Mars on Sundays. That's going to be dirt and pavement. They're still working out the details on that. I think we're going to have Down and Dirty Outlaws back for the second show on Sundays, starting sometime in October. We'll see if Monday Night Thunder is going to continue over at DSRL. That's a tough call. Their car counts have been kind of low, and their administration is trying to figure out what they're going to do with that. So Monday nights, Tuesday nights, still going to have STS on every other week, I think. Wednesdays, it looks like possibly Aces Up is looking at Wednesday evenings to come back with their 360 Sprint Car Series. So, we're looking at 5 nights a week now that we're going to be back on when it starts to cool off. So you guys will have plenty to watch. All right, we're going to double them back up. Drivers are coming back onto the track. Austin DeMoore makes it back. That was no, that's not who that, I don't know who that was. Boyd was up there. That's Jesse Thomas in that gray machine with the number 7 on the side. That car is mangled front and back. And I think he is who got into the back of Alan Payne and jacked him up on the start. So it's still Rundle and Sumner, Vinny and Baker, Werdeman and Turnmeyer, your first 3 rows as we get ready to restart here.
All right, man. Lights are back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
Lights back on the pace car. Austin DeMoore is out here, but it's showing him a lap down. Don't know, unless somehow he sat on pit road and the laps counted. I don't know how he could be a lap down. And it may recycle once we get the green flag and cross the start-finish line. It may recycle and take that -1 lap off of his car, but I think the back of the field was still a little wonky, and they were trying to get it squared away. They should have it now. We should go green this time coming out of turn number 4. Car sounds too loud, guys. Somebody let me know in the chat if the car sounds are too high. But the pace car is out of our way once again, and green flag back in the air. Watching at the front to see if Rundle could get a better start. We're going to go 3 wide almost immediately. I think that was Vinny that jumped to the high side. It may not. Yeah, it was. It was Adam Vinny because he and Baker are running side by side. Oh, it was Nick Baker that jumped to the high side. Adam Vinny right there a little loose out of 4. Rundle leads the lap. This time, better start for him, and he is going to clear Sumner. They're going to go 1-2 side by side for 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th, 7th and 8th. So all the way back to 8th, we are going to have side by side racing. Whitfield back here in the 9th spot. The first car really single file behind your 2 leaders. Now 3rd place, Nick Baker. As he gets clear of everybody, he takes over 3rd. Turnmeyer and Werdeman still going at it back here. That is for 5th and 6th. They get that sorted out, give Turnmeyer 5th. He's actually there in the 07, normally the 16 car. Werdeman nicked the fence back there, and he's got company. Matt Eddy in the 88, down the inside. Eddy may be the only driver in his correct paint. He's got the inside line on Werdeman, runs him wide. Werdeman trying not to give up the spot, but I think it's just a matter of time, and that's the clearing right there. Behind that, not far, Andrew Perry. And he's working the high side on DeMoore. DeMoore in the 45 machine normally would be the 7. And Alan Payne would be the 45, but those aren't the numbers on a lot of these cars tonight. They're still battling side by side. We're going to be down to 10 to go here pretty quick, and Reed Rundle running away with this thing, 3/4 of a second out in front. He leads Justin Sumner. Baker's still 3rd, but he's got company. Adam Vinny tucked in right behind him. and Marvin Turnmeyer. Those three have broken away from Matt Eddy in 6th. Eddy cleared Werdeman. Then Whitfield is 8th. Perry is 9th. And DeMoore is your top 10. Slow and Boyd going at it for 11 and 12. But at the 10 to go, halfway mark for the sprint race. Almost a full second lead for your pole sitter and quick qualifier, Reed Rundle. You can see the cars starting to get singled out. Just a couple of races back here, and I think that's Boyd. Actually, that was DeMoore that was trying to work his way around Garrett Boyd, and he got the spot. One and a quarter seconds is Rundle, not saving tires. I think he wants to know how long it takes for him to burn off, and he is just getting out there and ripping it up. We're going to go back here to 10th, 11th, and 12th. 10th place, Austin DeMoore, 11th, Garrett Boyd, Brandon Slow in 12th. This is all starting to stretch out now. Brunner still in the 13th spot, and then Thomas, Payne. Payne having problems in the 81 car, very slow. So he let Brandon Yates get around him. Working our way down to the 5 to go mark. Flagman's going to start waving at cars right here from the flag stand as we got a battle for second. Here comes Baker. Up the inside on Sumner. Just couldn't make it stick, and that's an opening for Vinny. And Vinny trying to go to the high side and see if he can make that work as Baker stays pinned down on the bottom. Four cars right here under the blanket. Second, third, fourth, and fifth. Oh, Marvin Turnmeyer with contact. And
Right,
Turnmeyer.
Caution is out.
Problem for Marvin Turnmeyer. Well, watch it. He gets down in here, gets up off the corner. Comes up the hill, little touch, and hard into the inside wall. So that'll slow things down. We'll have a 2-lap shootout, I believe. And 2 or 3 cars now with damage. And Turnmeyer, look, I think Turnmeyer might be riding around. Smoking, yeah, he hit the wall pretty hard. They're going to have some work to do between now and the feature. Get him out there safely. She'll go around. He'll get it onto pit road. Barely got it on inside that fence out there. He'll get it down, get it to his crew's attention. Alan Payne also on pit road right now. But Rundle, Sumner, Baker, Vinny, Werdeman, Eddy, Whitfield, Perry, DeMoore, and Boyd are the top 10. Slow, Brunner, Thomas, Yates, and then Payne just rolled back out onto the track, and Turnmeyer is rolling out of turns 1 and 2 right now. That's the 16 cars involved. Poleski did not make the call. I do not believe he is in the server anymore. I'm not sure what happened to Greg, but maybe he had technical difficulties with this track as well. All right, we think the lights are going to go off on the pace car this time. We're going to get the 1 to go signal. There they go. We're going to double them up as Reed Rundle is going to take the outside for the restart. I am sure with a 1.5 second lead, he did not want to see a caution with just about 3 laps to go. So see if he can get a good restart. He is not known for his restarts. See if he can hang on and win the 20-lap sprint race to start things off. If he can, maybe we'll get a chance to chat with him in between sessions. He does get a good restart, and it looks like he is going to grab the front spot. We are going to go back and we're going to watch third. Caution! Quickly. Let's go watch Jesse Thomas. Oh, that happened in front of Thomas. That was off of Demore's nose. So let's go back. Let's just rewind that real fast. We won't even bother with trying to reset it. We'll just rewind this. A missed shift, and I think he got up underneath the back of the car in front of him, which was Wes Whitfield. And Whitfield, it looked like Whitfield missed the shift, and that's what got Demore up underneath the back end, got him turned around, headed the wrong way, and brought out our caution. So once again, a restart will be the order of the day, and as I mentioned before, Reed Rundle has gotten 2 in a row now. After having a bad one on the initial start, he's gotten 2 very good restarts. Maybe he's been practicing. I know there was some discussion from another series between he and I, openly and publicly, about his race over at Mars the other night, and he got some grief. And it was all in fun, and he took it as such, and we had a good time the rest of the week with it. So, I think every incident on the incident point report had the 43 car in it, and I poked a little fun at him about it. So we should get the lights off on the pace vehicle. Everybody's already doubled up like they were ready to go. These guys want to get this 20-lapper over with. Rundle trying to get another restart. Baker and Vinny have been side by side, and those two have been almost in contact with each other the entire race. We'll see which one gets the best of this 2-lap shootout right here. Right behind that, you've got Werdeman and Eddie. Once again, Rundle does get a good restart. We'll watch the side-by-side battle. Top 2 already single file. Adam Vinny up on the top. Nick Baker on the bottom. That's for the last podium spot in the 20-lapper. White flag in the air. Next flag ends it. Rundle hanging on. 0.3 of a second in front of Sumner. The battles for third and the battles for fourth and for fifth and sixth right here as well. As you've got side by side with Eddie and Werdeman right there. And Perry's tucked right in behind that. Winner, 20-lap sprint. Reed Rundle, Sumner second. Vinny third. Baker fourth. Werdeman fifth. Eddie sixth. Then Perry, DeMore, Boyd, and Slow rounding that out. See if we can talk to the winner of our little 20-lapper. Reed Rundle, you got a copy.
I'm here.
All right, buddy. 20 laps. You went out there and it looked like you gave it all it had. Tell us a little bit about your expectations going into the big race and what you learned out there in that little sprint. And I got to give you credit. You learned to restart since the last time we saw you.
Yeah, a little different when you're the leader and not sitting on the outside or the inside, especially with, the leader setting the restart. So, tire wear is going to be big here. That 20 lap showed us, where we can be at, but the second 20 laps can certainly take it away quicker. So we didn't really cruise too much. I tried to run hard, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it looked like before the cautions, you had a pretty big lead out there, and I'm sure you didn't want to see the caution, but did it give you a chance to learn something if you have to have restarts, especially off the front row, whether you're the leader or you're, not the control car.
Yeah, and just so you know, they may delay the start a little bit because we had a few people drop because of packet loss. Could be a server problem. So just so you know, as far as that goes. But obviously with the invert, I'll be starting 8th, so I won't have the advantage of getting up to the front and being able to set that. So we'll see what happens. If we can be patient and bide our time like we did a few weeks ago or the last few races, and just kind of go from there.
Yeah. Did you know about the track having a glitch with the paints?
Well, I told everybody, I was hitting Control R, and we've got 2 or 3 new cars in here tonight one that hasn't run with us for a while, and a couple new guys, and I was able to see their paint. So Control R, will help with that, but apparently some of the guys were having troubles with it.
Yeah, I heard a little bit before the race, before we went live, that there was a race hosted here last week, and it was a truck race, and all the paints were all mixed up. It's like somebody's driving somebody else's paints, like it's not attaching to the right person. I didn't know that, so it's got me all kinds of discombobulated tonight.
I'm not seeing anything. A couple guys were saying they were still seeing some white cars and stuff like that, but I'm not seeing anything other than who's in what's car, as far as their actual cars. Nothing mixed up for me, but like I said, Control R, reset it a couple times, and it seems to be fine. But, yeah, that kind of stinks, but technology.
Yep, got to love it. All right, man, well, good luck in the feature, and see if you can keep that thing out front tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Reed Arundel, and I don't know where he was. Maybe he was in 4. I don't know. That's where I think I stole him from. So we'll put him back there. He says that we'll give this one more shot. See if we can get paints to go. We got a 40-lap feature getting ready to roll off. The invert is what's going to get him. Looks like as an 8-car invert. And that is going to shake some things up. So that'll put Austin DeMore and Andrew Perry on our front row next to Matt Eddy, or right in front of, Matt Eddy and Jeff Werdeman. Then Nick Baker and Adam Vinny will be side by side in row number 3. Justin Sumner and Reed Rundle. Your cars will finish 1-2 in the sprint race. We'll start 7th and 8th tonight. Boyd and Slow in row number 5. Row 6 will be Brunner and Payne inside and out. Then it'll be Turnmeyer in row number 7 next to Jesse Thomas. And then Whitfield and Yates in row 8. And I don't think we're going to see that Pileski machine back there. I think he is done. So I think we're only going to have the 16 drivers. It does not appear to have fixed anything. But it did seem to mess with Nick Baker going completely out of paint. Oh, I don't know who that is. Well, now Sumner's got a good paint. That looks like that's custom because it's got 94 on it. We can maybe try this one more time and see what happens. I hate doing that live on the air. It drives me absolutely insane to have to do that. See, now it took Mr. Eddy and took him out of his car. Baker is in a different machine now because in the 20-lapper, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what's going on here. We're missing Turnmeyer, Whitfield, DeMore, and Perry. A lot of guys. So I think they're going to keep us under caution. Hey, what's up, Mr. Campbell? And Torso, yeah, like I said, I was told it was a glitch with the track. Some guys have problems with it. Some guys are not. It could be a trading paints issue, which is extremely frustrating considering how much we pay a year to have that application. And I get a little worn down with paying for something that's consistently broken. But I stay on iRacing, so.
All right, man. Lights are back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
So I feel like this is intentionally an extension, and with the packet loss and all the stuff, we could be having a multitude of technical issues tonight, and that's why everything is kind of jacked up, because they said they had a bunch of drivers drop out due to packet loss. So I am not sure if it's just a culmination of things or if this particular track possibly got released without being thoroughly tested. I say that I would not put that past the powers that be, because I've seen stuff like this in the past. They'll come out with a hot fix.
Green, green, green.
I don't think we're going green here, folks. I think they're going to stay at pace speed. We're waiting on drivers to get Turnmeyer. Well, I don't know why Turnmeyer's not. His car was in. He's on.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
There's Andrew Perry. He's now in the 43 car. I'm seeing Whitfield on pit road, Turnmeyer. DeMoore just rolled out. He changed cars. Now we got drivers coming out. No Poleski still, though, but everybody's going to be able to get over here, and they're going to be able to regroup, I guess you should say. It's showing drivers so many laps down right now. I think if you are a league owner, I think you should steer clear of racing at Kern County until they put out a patch to fix a few things. Yeah, it's almost that bad, Scott. It's almost as bad as 2K3. You know, we actually didn't have lots and lots of problems with that stuff because all those other guys would come in with PWF, and they would fix all that stuff really fast so that it really wasn't a big issue. Yeah, I mean, I hate to bag on iRacing. I do it all the time, but you know, there's glitches that were here when I was a closed beta tester that are still glitches in this thing. And it's beyond frustrating that you can 15, 16 years and you haven't fixed a glitch that is known and has been known since day one. I don't know why they waste our time. Looks like we're actually going to go green this time. Eddie and Werdeman getting ready to get us started. And maybe not. That pace car headed to pit. It looks like he's parked. This is going to be interesting. I have seen this before. If we don't get the green the next time by, there's a good chance we will not get a green flag. This glitch I've seen before. So let's see what happens. If that's the case, this is going to be a very difficult night. There we go. Now we get a green flag. Not sure what all that's about. I can't call it, but it looks like Matt Eddy out to the front. Baker is going to slide through on the bottom, and he'll take second away from Werdeman. Werdeman stuck on the top side. Got Sumner beside him, and Sumner looks like he's going to cruise through. Third at the line that time by half a car. Right behind that, Werdeman. That's Werdeman in the 46. And you look behind Garrett Boyd now.
Right, man,
up on the inside. He was going to take the spot, but the caution comes out. Andrew Perry has had a problem back here in the back. I think he's in this 43 car. Down into the corner, up and around. Oh, yeah, he's going to get turned around. I'm not even sure who that is behind him. That's Marvin Turnmeyer that got into the back of him. Turns him around, so Turnmeyer will take what's called the tap out, and he will move his 16 machine all the way to the back. And we'll get ready to realign them. It looks like the pace car is already headed in. That doesn't mean we're getting a green flag, though. We hope for one right here.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air. That was weird on that last one then. That's some kind of strange internal glitch. Eddie grabbed the point. Baker second. Sumner now pulls into third. Still that battle. Fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh right here. Werdeman, Vinny, Boyd, and Rundle. Rundle trying to work out of that invert hole, and Rundle still shown in seventh. He's trying to work past Boyd. Boyd on the high side. The green 28 car. The 81 is actually Reed Rundle, and caution behind DeMoore. Appears to have had a problem. DeMoore in the 31 car. On the corner, got it down on the flat, got the back end wiggling. Oh, that wasn't even his fault. He just gets collected. And John Brunner was the car that got loose in front of him. When you going to get back in here, Scott? I'm ready to go back and do some good pavement racing, buddy. For those that don't know, Scott is over on the Facebook page, and Scott and I go way back. 03, 04 way back, right? 02, 03 maybe. We've been racing together for a long time, and Scott has taken a little bit of a vacation the last few years. Retired, moved to Arizona, and, you know, I don't know. Maybe he just got old. I'm not sure. But I've been waiting patiently for him to make a return. We go back to our heydays of super speedway racing. Maybe we can even get BT back with us. Yeah, I remember nights of falling asleep on the keyboard and everything else and snoring into the microphone with you. And all right, we got him lined up again. I am just going to say I hope every time that pace car leaves the track that we are going to get the green flag, because that one kind of weirded me out a little bit. Looks like it's not going to be this time. Probably going to be the next time. Still Eddie and Baker 1-2. Sumner and Werdeman are 3 and 4. Vinny and Rundle. So Reed Rundle's picked up 2 spots. Boyd and Slow. Payne and Thomas. Then Whitfield and Perry. Turnmeyer, Yates, Brunner. And then Austin DeMoore's a lap down. I'm not sure. Is Austin DeMoore on track? It looks like he's still. Yeah, he's there. Just showing him a lap down right now. Days of yore. I still have a lot of those videos too, Scott. The ones we used to make way, way back. I still have those race videos. They're fun to go back every once. Oh, really? That's awesome, man. They're fun to go back and watch every once in a while. Well, they were so rudimentary. But back then, they were kind of state of the art, I guess. Now they just seem like they're, seems like 16-bit stuff. Now we can do it live. So much different. All right, that pace car is going to get out of the way. We are going to have 34 laps remaining. Still Eddie and Baker. 1-2, and Eddie gets another big start out of turn number 4. Sumner is trying to pull alongside Baker and take second away. Sumner ran second in the 20-lapper. And he has worked his way up here. 5 spots. He's already up to second. He started 7th. So put him second. Baker back to third. Werdeman is fourth, and Werdeman's got company. Adam Vinny peeking down the inside now. Loses some space there on down the backstretch. He'll stay locked in on the bottom. He's got Garrett Boyd tucked in behind him and Reed Rundle to his outside. Rundle trying to come from an 8th starting spot after winning the 20-lap sprint. And he is going to move. I thought he was going to go and do that crossover thing and move from the high to the bottom and try to get Vinny going in the corner. He's going to stay after him. That time, Vinny out of shape in 3 and 4. Great driving right there. As he gets the car back underneath, smacks the fence a little. That's going to square things up, but he's going to give up several spots. He'll drop all the way to 9th, and there's a wreck behind. Brandon Slow. Slow is on the outside in the 33, the black car. That's Marvin Turnmeyer up the inside. Oh, yeah. Yep, car low, and he went from the high side to the bottom. And he put that one hard into the outside wall. So things were starting to heat up right there about 5th on back. Eddie's still out in front. Sumner up to 2nd. Baker's back to 3rd. Werdeman is 4th. Vinny slid all the way back to 5th. Rundle now is up to 6th. So 2 spots for him. He's not doing as well as his front row buddy from the sprint race. But he is starting to make his way forward. And I think he's saving a little something. Boyd, 7th. Payne, 8th. Whitfield, 9th. And Turnmeyer is now back up to 10th after his incident, we shall say, started him way in the back of this one today. He had a problem in the 20-lapper towards the end, and he was running in the top 5 when it happened. So, what is that? Biggest mover is going to be Wes Whitfield. Whitfield is up from 15th to 9th right now. And then Sumner is up 5 spots from 7th to 2nd. We'll see if he can get a good start and maybe put a challenge out here on Matt Eddy. We are 1/4 of the way through this thing. Still got 30 laps to go. I'm honestly more shocked that the 11 car wasn't that caution. And he is going to be fortunate because they're going to go back to the last lap completed to score. And he is going to come from what I think was about 12th or 13th all the way back into the top 5 for the restart. So good break for the 11 machine as he got all kinds of out of shape. And did some great driving to keep that car off everybody else. He did smack the wall a little bit. You could see the damage on the right rear quarter. When he went by the last time down here down the front stretch. But he is going to benefit from laps not counting, and he is going to get all of his positions back. So he'll be right back in the fray with this thing. Now I'm sure that his tires needed a little bit of a break. They probably got pretty hot.
Back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not.
And they needed these laps to cool down. That's going to give him a fighting chance. Probably got a little extra wear that some of the other guys don't have, but putting it back in the top 5, that's a lot closer to the front than 12th, and it's not very easy to pass here, it looks like. Well, hello, Mindy. Thanks for shouting out in the chat. The Victory Vinny's in force tonight, I see. Josh Broadwell's in here. Wes Whitfield. And Jesse Thomas on his fan list. If you joined us late, we're sorry about the paints. Some kind of glitch either with trading paints or with this track. We haven't been able to determine, but we do know that we had a bunch of drivers in between the 20-lap sprint and the feature drop out due to packet loss. So we're not sure if it's strictly that or if there's just some kind of weird issue going on tonight, but we haven't been able to get them to refresh and correct. So we are just shooting from the hip and hoping we guess right. Green flag back in the air. Start lap number 11. And Matt Eddy with another great start. He'll have Sumner tucked in behind. Baker grabs 3rd. Now Werdeman under fire and caution behind. That'll slow things down. We just talked about this driver. as I believe we're going to see Jesse Thomas have an issue here. Thomas is in that gray car. Gets in there. Myron Turnmeyer's right there. Oh, that's going to collect a bunch. Oh, my. Carnage. DeMoore was in this. Turnmeyer was in this. Brunner has a piece of this. Yeah, this was... this is the big one at Kern County. You betcha, brother. We'll be back this week. I don't know if they're racing Thursday night or not. We'll be back one night this week. And if not, we'll definitely be back Sunday night for an event. I'll send you a message on Facebook, brother. Probably about dinner time for him out there. I don't know. What time is it? Possibly. Possibly. All right, getting them lined back up. Still Eddie and Sumner, 1-2. Baker and Werdeman, 3 and 4. Vinny and Boyd, 5 and 6. Rundle, 7. Payne, 8. Then Whitfield and Thomas, side by side now. And Jesse Thomas. Now he'll go to the outside, and that'll put DeMoore and Slow next to each other. And then Yates and Perry behind that. And I'm not sure. Perry's all the way back there. That's the orange and red or orange and white car. Pace car is getting out of the way. It looks like we're going back to green flag racing with 29 laps remaining.
Green flag, green flag.
Top 4 have gotten single file. The battle's for 5th. Adam Vinny on the inside. Garrett Boyd on the outside. I haven't seen the high line be able to do a lot yet. It looks like Boyd trying real hard to keep the car there. He's going to give up the spot to Adam Vinny. As they'll come out of 4. Vinny is 5th, Boyd is 6th, and Rundle wiggled in 7th. I thought that car might go around, but he did a good job of hanging onto it. They're side by side with Whitfield and Payne behind that. That time, Rundle finds the outside fence down the backstretch. This battle for 5th is not over. And the outside line looks like it's gaining some momentum here. As Garrett Boyd is making that second lane up off the bottom work. He's got that car rolling pretty good right now. He is able to stay side by side with Vinny. They've been doing this since the restart, so about 5 laps now. Go back to the front because Sumner has creeped in on the bumper of Matt Eddy now. Patiently stalking. Matt Eddy is Justin Sumner. They're coming up on a lap car. We'll see if he's able to get there and use that as a pick. That's Marvin Turnmeyer off the pace in front of him. And Turnmeyer has just had a concert this evening of problems. Nick Baker trying to work his way back up here, make this a 3-car party for the lead, and he's bringing Jeff Werdeman with him. Werdeman about 5 car lengths back. Behind that, Adam Vinny still hanging on to 5th. Reed Rundle got around Garrett Boyd. He's 6th. Boyd is 7th. Whitfield is 8th. Payne and DeMoore side by side for 9 and 10. And I thought we were going to see a wreck there. But DeMoore Looks like he might prevail and take over. Ninth, move Payne to 10th. There comes Andrew Perry. Oh, that time DeMore out of shape. He's going to give up 2 spots. He'll give Payne a spot, Perry a spot, fall back into 11th. We'll get back to the front because Baker is there now. And Werdeman, might as well count him in too because he's about the same distance back. Vinny has drug Rundle and Boyd up here, so we're about to have a 7 or 8 car party for the lead here. Things have kind of settled out. We're on a long green run, about 18 and a half laps remaining. We're just about 22 laps into this thing. We've had about 4 or 5 cautions, but new track, driver's unfamiliar. We give them a break. I think Baker trying to drive the wheels off the car, and I think it could be a mistake because very late in this one, he could find himself backsliding, not able to hang on to that thing. Oh, Vinny puts his nose to the inside of Werdeman, and Adam Vinny going to move him up the hill. Tried to take 4th, wasn't able to clear. Battle for the lead. Sumner got there. Sumner's going to get a good run out of 2. Will he clear down here in 3 and 4? Eddie by a skosh that time. Leads the lap. This time off too. Eddie doesn't have enough drive on the exit. It looks like that car's great through the middle, but really tight on the exit of 4. This time Sumner tried to come up the hill, but Eddie was there. Sumner led the lap. First new leader of the 40-lap A main. That time was Justin Sumner. We'll see if he can hang on. Battle starting to heat up now. Werdeman on the attack. He felt the pressure from Vinny a minute ago. Now he's going after. And Alan Payne Jr. Problem. That's the white car with nothing on it. We'll see what happens to him down the backstretch. Oh, Perry tried to cut across the back end. Contact, and around you go, buddy. So we'll slow things down here with about 15 laps to go. Had a good run there. Saw a new leader take over. Battle for 3rd, battle for 5th. Got something of a new lineup now here in the top 10. Sumner's the leader. Eddie's back to 2nd. Baker is still 3rd. Werdeman's still 4th. Boyd is up to 5th. Whitfield is 6th. Perry is 7th. DeMore is 8th. Slow is 9th. Yates is 10th. And Reed Rundle went in to the pits. He comes out of 5th place, goes to the pits, and he'll rejoin the field. Probably what's going to be about 10th here because I think the 43 car is going to end up going to the back with Yates. Yeah, they're both going to go to the back of the field, I think. So we'll wait for that to all shake out. We'll see where they settle in at when we get doubled up to go green. A good break for the 16 car, Marvin Turnmeyer. He was in danger of going a lap down during that last run. And that is going to catch him back up to backfield. Now he is going to be in about 12th on the restart, but he is at the tail of the field and not right in front of the leaders. So looks like we will have 14 laps remaining. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go green the next time we come out of turn number 4. Sumner and Eddie still at the front, but Sumner the leader, Eddie second. Then Baker and Werdeman, Boyd and Whitfield, DeMore and Slow, Rundle and Yates, 9 and 10. Vinny and Thomas, 11 and 12. Payne and Perry, and Turnmeyer in 15th. Great start for Sumner, and he is going to clear these guys by a long ways. The battle will be for second as Baker took advantage of the great start by Sumner, and he goes right past Matt Eddy, and he takes over that second spot. Eddy now in a battle with Garrett Boyd for third, and Boyd able to get the car off the bottom of turn number 4, and he'll take third cleanly. That puts Eddy in danger with Jeff Werdeman, and Werdeman is working off the bottom of 2. I think Eddy's car starting to show the signs of how hard he ran early in this race, not having much drive off the exits on the top side. Austin DeMore in 6th, right behind that. Caution. Oh, my. Victory Vinnies. Don't watch. I think this might be ugly. Car clipped the fence. He tried to get in between. He's going to catch a couple. Maybe not as bad as I thought. Just a light bump into the inside wall, but Adam Vinny turns it around. Looked like he had a little bit of run, didn't have anywhere to go with it. Tried to put his nose in between 2 cars and kind of pinballed a little bit right there. So Matt Eddy started that 4 laps ago outside the front row. He is now 5th. Sumner and Baker now 1-2. Boyd and I guess Eddy is 4th. He didn't follow. I thought Werdeman got by him, but that could have been after they crossed the line. So keep him 4th. Werdeman is 5th. DeMore 6th. Slow, Rundle 7 and 8. And then Whitfield and Payne 9 and 10. Marvin Turnmeyer started on that last restart 15th. He's up to 12th. Be 12 to go on the restart. Getting down to the end of it. I know it's been a little while. Seems like a very tough track to race on. Looks kind of narrow, even though the corners are big and wide. Everything looks very narrow. And Justin Sumner, huge start. Baker trying to hang on in second, but here comes Boyd. Boyd now up alongside Nick Baker to the high side, Garrett Boyd to the bottom. Matt Eddy is trying to decide which car is going to go forward. And he is going line to line, depending on where the drivers are at. And right now, Baker with a good run out of turn 2 off the top side. He takes second back away from Garrett Boyd. Boyd settles into third, keeps that car locked on the bottom, pulls right back alongside. Not going to happen. Matt Eddy hanging on to 4th. Jeff Werdeman looking for racing room. But he's got Brandon Slow now working to the inside as he got wide in turns 1 and 2. And Brandon Slow up to the 5th spot. I think that's Wes Whitfield right behind him. Whitfield got in hot. Now Rundle going to cut to the bottom and try to take the spot away from Whitfield. And it looks like he'll have it down here in 3 and 4. And DeMore saw an open door, and he tried to power drive the 31 car, which is really the 7, down into the corner and couldn't do it. Had to back up. Now contact 81. That's actually the 43 of Reed Rundle. And Rundle and Whitfield, or I'm sorry, that's Brandon Slow. He's going to give up 2 spots with a little bit of contact right there. Sumner still hanging on to things out front, top 4. Still single file. Werdeman in 5th right there, but now Reed Rundle up to 6th late in this one, coming around, wave lap, caution. Oh, boy. Not again. Did he get into somebody else's stuff? Yeah, it looks like he's getting into something else. Because they were 3 wide. Turnmeyer was in the middle between DeMoore and Slow, and then it's a stack-up, pile-up, and everybody's getting into this one. Cars parked on top of each other. So that's, I believe, Alan Payne. No, it wasn't. It was John Brunner's car that was up on top of Turnmeyer's car. So we came around. We were about to get 5 to go. And once again, caution. That'll shake things up just a touch. Sumner, Baker, Boyd, Eddy, and Werdeman are the top 5. Rundle is up to 6th. Whitfield, Slow, Perry, and DeMoore are our top 10 right now. Tom's still on track. He is 11th, and Vinny is shown in 12th. I'm not sure where that car is at. He is catching up to the back of the field. Yates, Turnmeyer, and Payne all off track. And John Brunner has retired as well, so... Looks like we're going to get ready to go back to green. 5 laps remaining. And Brandon Yates. Looks like he still has the car able to race. I don't know. He's going to be joining the back of the field here, but we're about to go green with a 5-lap shootout. Good start for Sumner. The battle's probably going to be 2nd and 3rd here. If Boyd can mount a challenge, it's definitely going to be for 3rd because Matt Eddy is trying to make the high line work. We've only seen a couple of cars actually make that happen tonight. Here comes Reed Rundle late in the going on the brand new tires. That's why he went in. There's a wreck. Yeah, caution. That is not who wrecked here. Let's have a different look here. We'll check Jeff Werdeman. I'm not blaming Jeff. I just think his car was in it. Oh, yeah, Rundle came down and touched, and then he gets hit from behind, and then he gets into who I believe was Slow. Yep, Brandon Slow, and... really kind of a chain reaction deal. So caution's breeding cautions. Things getting sloppy at the end of this one. We'll wait for them. Oh, we aren't live. We'll wait for them to get themselves doubled back up. Still Sumner and Baker, then Boyd and Eddy, Rundle, Whitfield, Thomas, Yates, Werdeman, and Perry. And I think maybe Reed Rundle is going to go to the back. Vinny, Perry, DeMoore, Turnmeyer, Payne, Brunner, Pitton, or out of the race right now. So we only have about 10 or 11 cars actually running in this one. Everything kind of shuffling through. Let's see where Adam Vinny's car actually is. He is catching up to the back of the field, so. Three laps to decide it. Sumner, Baker, Boyd, and Eddy, the top 4 right now. Boyd tried to time it.
Green flag, green flag.
I think he kind of had it. He might have gave the 16 a little push right there on the start, but Sumner jumps out to lead the battle, 2nd and 3rd, side by side, 4th and 5th. Also going to be side by side. Garrett Boyd now down into the bottom of turn 3 beside Nick Baker. Boyd surges ahead by half a car. 2 to go that time, and there's a push on the top side as Matt Eddy gets behind Nick Baker. Boyd having problems getting the car off the corners bottom side here. They're still too wide, too deep behind your leader. White flag in the air. And Baker firmly into second. Boyd clearly into third. Whitfield up to fourth. But it is all Justin Sumner right here. 3 and 4. Can he get cleanly through the corner? He does, and he'll pick up the win tonight at Kern County. Nick Baker second, Garrett Boyd third, Wes Whitfield and Reed Rundle fourth and fifth. Matt Eddy falls to sixth late in the going after leading a lot of this one and running into the top two well into the late stages. So we'll wait for our drivers. Garrett Boyd. And we'll wait for Mr. Boyd to get down there. Let's see what we can get. There's a pretty good shot. Not his car, but that's his face. Trust me, folks. That is definitely his face. I have no words. I really don't. Like I said, the guy's got a face for radio, but he brings the car home tonight in third. Garrett Boyd, how you doing, buddy? Well,
there we go. There, I found it. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. Now, find the button, did you?
Yeah, I found the button. The button changed on me.
Uh-huh. Well, we'll have Kelsey show you where the button's at. Yeah, good run tonight, man. You're going to come home third in this thing, and obviously we're not showing the right paint on your car, but hey, it doesn't matter what's on the car. It's what's in the car and where the car finishes.
Yeah, I tried to save the best I could, and felt like I maybe had a chance at Nick, but I don't think I'd had a chance at Justin. He had too much of a rhythm going there towards the end.
Yeah, a lot of restarts there in the last 10, 12 laps, and it looked like it might make a difference, but just not quite as much grip coming up off the bottom late in this one, eh?
No, you get pinched down on the bottom. It's really, really, you gotta be really easy with the right foot. It likes to step out, but makes it interesting and fun to drive.
Well, an interesting track, new to the service. We think that there's some technical glitches with it as far as communicating to different, aspects. But for drivability, give us a rating from 1 being the biggest thing that could go in the trash and 10 being the most spectacular thing you've ever raced on. What's your number tonight?
Probably an 8.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Pretty fun. I mean, it's pretty racy. I mean, you can run too wide around here pretty confidently. I mean, you can get pinched down pretty easy from the top, but I feel like if you save your stuff, you have a pretty good chance of getting around the people, even if they're holding you down.
Well, an awesome run nonetheless. Some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you get out of here this evening.
Let's gotta shout out you guys, Marvin, for putting this thing on. Whatever you call this thing now, Dirt Racing Network, Digital Sim Sport Network, and Kelsey, girlfriend. So that's it.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, and I'll be talking to you later in the week, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Garrett Boyd finishing in third tonight after a great run. Let's move down here. Let's talk to Mr. Baker. Nick Baker, got a copy? Hello, Nick Baker.
How's it going, Roger?
Hey, buddy. Well, you fought. You fought all night long, and you put the what would normally be the 89 car tonight. It looks like the 45 car. You put it up here, second place tonight. Tell us about your run through the feature.
I felt like I was the fastest car all night, Roger. I'm up here every other week in second position. It seems to be my lucky spot. I typically like to roll the bottom. Every other track on this service, I cannot run that top spot. Here, I can't run the bottom. So I think if it would have gone green, I think I would have gotten past Justin. But with the cautions, he was just able to run that bottom, and the tire wear wasn't penalizing him enough because of the cautions. But other than that, I felt like it was a good race. It was fun when it went green, but we spent half the time with a caution. So we'll have to come back next week to see if I get one position up.
Well, new track on the service, and I asked Mr. Boyd, 1 being biggest piece of crap ever, 10 being the most spectacular racetrack that we've ever gotten for my racing. How do you rate Kern County?
10. It's the best track. It's what I've always wanted on a track. A lot of times, like South Boston in real life has that top line you can run, but in the service it doesn't. Here you've got two competitive lines. Boyd behind me was faster than me for that last run there. Couldn't get around me, and I think that's beneficial for the service, and I think it adds a little bit of strategy. If you want to go fast, run that bottom, but you're going to burn your stuff up.
Well, he gave it an 8. You give it a 10. I can't disagree with either one of you. For technical issues, yeah, I'm going to. But as far as raceability, I haven't been on the track, so I'm going to take y'all's word for it. Fantastic run tonight. Shout-outs, thank yous, and we'll let you head out.
Thanks as always to C&G Plumbing. Thanks for Mar for running the service. Thanks for BF Hammer for sponsoring it. And I think that's everybody.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, and we'll look forward to seeing you back on the track real soon.
Thanks again, Roger.
Nick Baker finishing in. Whoa, almost grabbed myself. Nick Baker finishing second tonight. Now, he was good in the 20-lap shootout, ran second. Started deep in this one, 7th, which in this field is pretty deep. And he ran to the front pretty fast, took the lead a little past halfway. Nick Baker, Justin Sumner. Awesome run tonight, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. This is actually my first race on this track. I hopped in about 15 minutes before qualifying. I've been wanting to buy it, and hopped in, ran a few laps, was like 11th in practice, and was thinking, oh, well, this is going to be pretty bad. Got into qualifying, qualified second. I was like, hey, not too bad. And tried to figure out the line. I knew I was good on restarts, so if I could get to the front, I might have a chance toward the late of it. But, yeah, I eating up tires.
Yeah, it looked like everybody was able to kind of run wherever they wanted to. You couldn't really get up in the third lane up there, but with 2 lanes of racing, it looked like everything was pretty competitive out there. When did you know you had more than the guy that was out in front of you when it was Matt Eddy out there?
Well, honestly, I don't know if I had anything for Matthew Eddy if it went to a long run. I noticed in the heat race I had really good restarts on these guys, and I knew that if I could get out front, I might be able to hold them off just because I run the bottom line. I could change lines if I needed to, but I cut the bottom, let it a little bit easier on entry, and cut the bottom and was able to get underneath him and get to the front and hold these guys off. Is definitely a pretty stacked field, and I'm thankful to bring this one home.
Well, we asked the other guys, and we know you just bought it, but with 1 being crappiest track ever on iRacing and 10 being the most fantastic thing that they've ever given us, how do you rate it? And I will tell you what the average was after you tell me.
Oh, well, you would think I would say a 10 coming first race on the track and winning. No, I really do like it. It brings that grainy aspect to the track, so it's going to wear your tires. So you just got to have some strategy. I can run the bottom, and I love the bottom. I'm a bottom feeder, but I would say probably an 8, just because I've still got to learn this track and learn how to save tire and work on my long run stuff. But other than that, man, it's absolutely fun track.
Well, you hit it right on the number. That was the average. There was a 10 and an 8. So with you an 8, it's going to give it about an 8, 8.5. So that's pretty high praise for a track. Like I told the other guys, I haven't cut a lap on it. I know there's some kind of weird technical deal where it won't show the right paints. And I don't know if that's a track deal or if that's a trading paints deal. We're going to get that figured out before we come back here again. But an awesome run for you tonight, man. Give us some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you head out and celebrate a big win tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to thank these guys here for putting on a good event here. I'd like to thank my teammates from the Black Car Mafia. They've really encouraged me to get on my short track stuff and work on it, and it's been paying off. Sim Race City is one of my sponsors. For any of your sim racing needs, they're the place, the one go-to shop to go. Check them out. Bacconi Setup Shops as well. But very, very glad to bring this one to Victory Lane.
All right, man. Well, congrats on the win. We'll look forward to seeing you back in the series here real soon. And great run.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Justin Sumner picking up the win tonight. We'll take a look at our official finishing order. Sumner, Baker, Boyd, 1, 2, 3. Then Whitfield was 4th, and Rundle from 8th to 5th. So one of the top guys in points in the league is able to stay in the top 5. Matt Eddy fell to 6th. Adam Vinny 7th. Jesse Thomas was 8th. 9th was Jeff Werdeman. Brandon Yates in 10th. Brandon Slow in the 11th spot. Andrew Perry 12th. Austin Demore in 13th. Marvin Turnmeyer 14th. Alan Payne 15th. John Brunner was 16th. And Greg Pileski did not start, but will be credited with 17th position tonight. Interesting track. Like I said, we'll figure out where the technical difficulty came from before we come back to this place again. I can say, as far as the racing goes, I did think it was very racy. So I will give them thumbs up for how racy the track looks. We'll see about all the glitches. If they're an iRacing problem or they're a Trading Paints app problem, and whichever one of those it is, will get the big thumbs down tonight. I want to thank all the fans for tuning in, guys. Without you guys, there's no reason for us to do this with all the great leagues. There is nothing for us to cover and give you fun nights of racing here on Digital Sim Sports Network and the Dirt Racing Network. So thanks to everybody that's involved in bringing all that stuff. Not sure if we're going to be back this week. I don't know if Thursday night, if Mighty Midgets are going or if they're finishing up their summer sizzle series, and we're starting to cover their fall and winter 2023 series in October. But if we are, check us out. Come in and say hi. If we're not, we'll be back on Sunday night, 8 Eastern. MARS series, they'll be back on the pavement. So mark your calendars down for that. But until we see you guys the next time, keep the rough side down. Love everybody.